Hello and welcome to Homestand NFL. I'm your host, Sarah Seb, with Jelani Goodridge and Justin Pooney. Today on the NFL topics, we've got Brock Purdy. Is he the perfect quarterback for San Francisco? And then we've got Russell Wilson, who is thinking of going for Sean Payton as head coach. Let's start off with Brock Purdy. Jelani, do you think that the 49ers found their quarterback?
If he wins it all, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the real question. Remember, he is a 7th round pick.
Mr. Irrelevant.
He is relevant now. Purdy Montana has been playing really well. If you're looking at the last 5 games of the season, 5-0, he led the league in like passer rating and TD interception ratio.
2+ touchdowns every game and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you talk about all the yardage that he's had, he's been playing well. But remember, Shanahan's offenses, if you look at the quarterback since he got in San Fran, they don't have to do a lot. They don't have to be Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, right? You just don't have to make a mistake. So he is basically in the perfect system. That's why I'm saying to myself, we'll see what happens with the rest of these playoffs. Does he beat Dallas? Hopefully not. Does he go in Philly maybe, or against your New York Giants, Sarah, and beat them? And then does he win it all? If he wins it all, then you're going to talk about, okay, you got to keep him here. And then I wouldn't say immediately move off of Lance. You got to have them compete against each other. I think Lance, he's a very talented dude. He just hasn't been able to play, unfortunately, right? Because of injury. I think you have a competition, in the next offseason if Purdy finds a way to get it done. And don't move off of Lance. Why? Because let's say that they do go with Purdy and he ultimately becomes that 7th rounder and he's not playing well, right? And you're going to regret. What if you see Lance actually ball out somewhere else and then you start regretting? So I think right now it's a good story. We're seeing Purdy play really well. I call him Purdy Montana for a reason, right? But we really have to see what he's going to do under pressure. He hasn't been under pressure yet. That's the problem. He has not been under any amount of pressure.
I would beg to differ. I do not think Brock Purdy is the perfect quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Look, that roster is absolutely loaded. Absolutely
perfect system.
Loaded. You got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Jennings, you got Kittle, you got McCaffrey, you got Elijah Mitchell, you got Trent Williams, Hall of Famer on the offensive line. They're stacked.
And the defense.
And that defense is the best in the NFL.
Yes.
They're stacked.
Yes.
Stacked. I honestly think that, I always say this off air, if Sarah was the quarterback of the 49ers, they'd be in the same position, right? But the film. NFL teams are so smart to catch on to other teams, right, and other players. You're going to see that next year if Brock Purdy starts. You're going to see teams, okay, now there's a lot of footage on Brock Purdy. Okay, this is what he does. This is what he does. This is how we can make him uncomfortable, right? Can we put him in positions where he's going to make mistakes, right? Because Kyle Shanahan can call the perfect game, but at the end of the day, Brock Purdy's got to make a play at a game. And he did against Seattle. He made plays against Seattle. That's not saying much. Seattle's defense was not that good. That's not saying a lot. But Brock Purdy, he's like that point guard, the facilitator, right? If we're going to go to basketball.
That's all he has to do.
That's all he's got to do. He's got to make the smart, quick decision and get the ball out of his hands. And let the playmakers do it. Let Debo drag guys 60 yards down the field. Let McCaffrey hit the hole and just go 70 yards to the end zone, right? That's all he really has to do. Trey Lance, he has the athleticism. Can Trey Lance, Brock Purdy's a much better thrower of the football. The accuracy-wise is much better. But if Trey Lance can work and develop, there's a reason why.
That's why they traded up.
I call them the Raptors.
Yeah,
the 49ers, excuse me. The 49ers traded all those assets to get Brock Purdy to get Trey Lance because he has that special it factor, right? And I think when I look at Brock Purdy, he doesn't do anything special, right? His intangibles are great, but look at Dak Prescott. His intangibles are great, but he still gets ripped for throwing too many interceptions. Now, he had a great playoff game against the Bucks.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what he does against these 49ers.
Yeah. So the narrative really changed a lot throughout the season with Trey Lance, Jimmy G, and now Brock Purdy. Where does Jimmy G fit in this? Is he just out of the picture because of Brock Purdy?
He's gone.
It's sad what's happened there, but he's not.
Because he was doing a good job when he stepped up there.
And they like him. They really appreciate Jimmy because remember, he was dealt a bad deal this season. They didn't even give him a playbook during camp. And he was a good pro. He's like, you know what? If you need me, I'm here. And we saw that during the season, right? But at this point, I think we know it's done there in San Francisco. He's going to play somewhere else next season. Maybe New England. Maybe a team like the Raiders. I don't know. Some random
Bucks.
Team. The Bucks. There's a lot of options for Jimmy, but at this point, we know what has happened there. It's unfortunate, but it's either Purdy or Lance. We're hearing the Brady stuff. I don't see it. I don't
can't
think,
go to Brady.
I don't
You
think
can't
a
go to Brady.
46-year-old Brady, I don't even think they want to entertain that, to be honest
I don't
with you.
think so either. All right, Justin, I'm picking you for this topic because you are a Seattle Seahawks fan and got your heart broken by Russell Wilson.
No, I'm happy now. I won the breakup. So I won the
You
breakup.
won the breakup. So Russell Wilson is looking to have Sean Payton as a head coach. Do you think that will solve all the problems in Denver?
No. No. Sean Payton's going to make a whole lot of money, and he's going to have a whole lot of problems. Like Biggie Smalls said in the song, more money, more problems. Right?
True.
Sean Payton, you have a lot of problems on your hand with Russell Wilson. Here's the thing. I'm not talking about his play. I'm talking about the fact that Russell Wilson put himself above his teammates by having an office, having all these parking spots, having all of his team travel with him, right? Doing calisthenics on the plane,
Yes.
right? Like Russell Wilson
Chin up on the
I forgot about that. That feels like so long
Yeah,
ago.
Yeah.
on the aisle,
Doing mountain climbers on the airline. Oh my
that might
gosh,
have
on
been
Air
that
Transat.
might, actually all things that NFL said. That might have been the funniest
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah.
But look, can Sean Payton fix the Denver Broncos offense? Sure, but can you fix Russell Wilson, and can he become more relatable to his teammates? That's the biggest problem to me, right? Russell Wilson has kind of separated himself. He considers himself like a front office member or a coach, right? He's kind of elevated himself from the locker room, and we've heard reports about
There's
that.
a lack of cohesion
and there's
with
a lot
the
of lack of
receivers.
cohesion, and guys don't like that, right? Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, this, that, every quarterback you hear, right? They're one of the guys. Patrick Mahomes plays COD with the guys,
Yeah.
right? Kyler Murray plays COD
Yeah,
too much
all the
with the
time.
guys, right?
Sometimes without the guys.
Sometimes without the guys, right? Tom Brady, always on social media, hyping up his guys, right? Jalen Hurts, always with the guys in the
Messes
weight
with the
room, right?
chemistry and then therefore the
Exactly.
chemistry on the
And
field.
no matter what Sean Payton does, he can have the best offensive scheme, but if Russell Wilson and his teammates can't build that relationship and that trust back together,
It's not gonna work.
it's not going to work.
Like, you have to make sure that it works because they're stuck with
are.
this guy. Okay, Russell
They're
Wilson,
married to
and-
him.
Yeah, they are, and the money that they're giving him. So you're gonna have to hope you bring in a guy like Payton, who is an offensive genius, and he comes in the door and helps him out. But I wouldn't even recommend this job. To be honest, I don't think it's a great job. I think this job's kind of overhyped because if you look around the league compared to other situations, maybe like Indy, you're looking at Arizona, Houston's of the world. Those are not good jobs either, right? This one to me doesn't move the needle.
Also, you're going to have to give up draft capital. To get
I was
Sean
about to
Payton.
get to that.
And
Like,
the Broncos have no draft capital.
That's what I'm saying. So if I was Sean, I would take another year off, to be honest with you, because the two spots for him, we know it. It was either the Chargers or the Cowboys. Okay, we can be real about that. Now we're seeing that the Chargers, they want to keep Staley. Okay, I don't think they should.
Well, they can't fire him. They have a brand new contract.
I don't think
right?
they should, but they want to keep him. And the Cowboys, they actually won a playoff game for once, so they're not going to do anything with McCarthy.
Unless they stick to bed.
No, I think he's safe.
Okay.
Jerry said he's safe. So those were the two spots. Now Denver, I mean, why would you go there? Look at the AFC West. Who plays in Kansas City?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, thank you. The best player in the sport.
Yes.
Also in LA, I know they had the Chargers going to Charger, but they've always had one of the most talented teams.
Jay Herbo.
That's the story of that franchise. They always have a good team.
And the Raiders are going to get somebody.
And you're going to tell me you want to deal with Justin Herbert, right?
Or
Twice a year.
Tom Brady in Las Vegas.
And then Vegas, the Vegas factor of it all, they have a good offense, right? You're talking about the receivers that they have, and then if they bring back Josh Jacobs, rushing champ this year, and you get an actual good quarterback in the door, since Carr's gone, if you get a good quarterback, and if McDaniels can coach properly, then, and also the defense, if they get some parts there, that's going to be an issue, right? So there's no guarantee you're even going to do anything there. And then when you talk about the AFC as a whole, the Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens, Lamar Jackson if he stays, right? The Jets are getting better. The Dolphins, if Tua comes back, or if they get a quarterback, right? They're going to be a problem. The Patriots have a really good defense now. So if they actually get a competent offensive coordinator in the door, they can be back. There's just too much going on. The Jaguars, they're here.
Steelers.
They're live. The Steelers, Kenny Pickett, he was picking them apart at the end of the season. So I don't think Sean should look at Denver and say, yeah, that's the spot.
All right, I have one last question for you, Justin. It's a really quick one because we got to wrap up. But do you think that this era of Russell Wilson in Denver is just a flop? It's going to be a flop. Do you think there's hope?
I hope it's a flop. I hope. This year brought me so much joy seeing the Broncos just crash and burn like that.
Because remember the expectations. They were
Look,
like,
Russell Wilson's a Hall of Fame quarterback, right? Is he a Hall of Fame teammate? I don't think so, right? And I think he's got to do some soul searching, and he's got to change who he is. And that's hard for somebody to do when you have that much success being the way you are. But he has to look at himself in the mirror. You can't have Sierra look in the mirror with him. You can't have his 20 nutritionists and dietitians looking in the mirror with him. Russell Wilson, you got to wake up in that 12-bathroom house you have in Colorado. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? It's on me. I gotta change. I gotta change who I am.
For it. Yeah.
I think he'll be with a good coach in the door because Hackett, it didn't work. I think with a good coach in the door,
He got a chance.
I do expect him to play better. I do.
Awesome. Well, that's it for today's homestand episode. We'll see you guys next time.